Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a makeup look for the Halloween and I'm pretty excited this year. For me it's just like a form of art, you know. I'm gonna put every product on and then wash it off just for the sake of it. And I'm doing this intro now without anything on my face because I want to show you what I'm using, how I'm using it. Just a short intro about that, and then I'm gonna film the video. I'm gonna cut it and do the explanation over, you know. I'm gonna record the voice over. So you are going to need a wig. Well, I don't know, maybe not. It depends on your hair, how it looks and how you want it to look in the end. But I wanted something like this and I ordered it on Amazon. It was about 10, maybe 15 euros here in Germany. I'm gonna link it down below. But do you know what? I mean, for the price, it's not so bad. I mean, it does look cheap. It's not the best one out there, you know, but as I've said, for the price it's not that bad. It doesn't shed so much as I thought it would, and it's quite plasticky and it looks like a wig. I mean, when I put it on, you're gonna see that in the end. If you want one just for this purpose, this is a really good and cheap option. Then you're gonna need a washable glue. This is for the brows, to glue them down and to not have texture here on this area. And this is from Prit. This is just what I'm using. I mean, there are so many others on the market. And then you're gonna need some sponges, really cheap ones, and some brushes that you really don't care about, like bigger ones and smaller ones for the detailing, and some water-based colors. I don't think the red I'm gonna be using it in this video, but those ones, the black one, the white one and the gray one, I bought them on Amazon. Yeah, on Amazon. I'm gonna link them all down as well. And here says use a waterish painting brush, store in clean and dry state with the lid on. Colors can be mixed if unsure. This is really important. About sensitivity, a patch test is advised. If a reaction occurs within 60 minutes, do not use, and unsuitable for kids. So yeah, this is it. This is what I'm using. Oh, and my jumper, it's a really old one. I'm not wearing it outside my house and I really don't care about it if it gets stained. And the wig and another jumper I'm gonna put on after I'm finished with my makeup. So let's get cracking, shall we? First of all, I'm going to cover my brows, and I'm going to do this by using this Prit glue, and this is washable. This is very important, of course. You don't want to really get rid of your brows. So this first layer I'm applying is very important. You need to completely saturate your brows and cover any holes, you know, any bare space between the brow hairs. Then you're going to take a comb. I have this one from Real Techniques, and you're going to go through the hairs like this. You're going to press down the hairs and at the same time you're going to comb them, so you need to apply a little bit of pressure. From time to time I'm also cleaning up my comb because you cannot work with it if it's too dirty. And then after applying that layer and combing it, you need to clean around your brow, and also don't be afraid to go over the hairs because they are glued down and the possibility that the hairs are going to stick out again is like non-existent. Then repeat the same step 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times, depending on your brows. I did this like 2 times just because I was a bit lazy. And another tip when doing the second, the third and so on layer, don't go against your grain like you did with the first one. There you need to saturate your skin and your hairs, you know, the bare space between them as well. But after that initial layer, you just want to make sure that everything is covered in glue, everything is flat down, you know, against your skin. You don't have much texture there anymore, so that is actually it. But you don't want to disturb what you did with the first layer. So as you can see, I'm doing another step now, which is very important as well. I'm pressing really hard. You can actually see that the loose powder I've showed you, and this will cover anything any bare space that's left between the hairs, and this will give you a nice base for what comes on top for the thick concealer I'm going to use. This is baking, you know, this is that technique. You put powder on certain areas and then you brush it off, the excess of it, but I normally don't do it. This is just an exception, okay? It needs to be done. But now I'm showing you, this is a palette from Makeup Forever. This is the concealer I'm using, and it's the darker shade, because if you put a very light shade on top of that grayish kind of color I have on my brows, my natural brow hairs, then it's going to look ashy and you can't really cover the color. Put less, you know, put a thinner layer to blend it out, then put powder on top. That's very important, on top of your layers, and then put concealer one more time and then blend it out and put powder once again, and so on until you can't see your brows anymore. So yeah, this is one trick, I assure you it works. You need to put layer by layer but thin layers, because you need to blend them out and not get too much texture in that area. Because if you're going to do like a drag look or anything that area requires to be clean and look like real skin instead of brows, then you can't do it when you pile on product and you don't blend it good enough. Right, so now let's get into the fun work, because this was fun. I did have fun. I'm taking the black and trace my guidelines. I call them that. I'm going to change the shape of them slightly as I go into my tutorial. You're going to see that. But for now, I'm happy with how it looks. And first, I'm tracing around my face. I'm doing like the upper part of the skull, and then I'm going to do the other one. Now everything I'm going to put on top is going to be illusion, it's just painting, and I've talked about contouring a million times in my tutorials, and this is nothing different. Just, you know, it is differently made, but it's the same idea. Where I'm applying black or dark eyeshadows, they are going to be put into shadows, they are going to be hidden, and the areas where I'm going to apply the lighter shades, the white and the lighter shades in general, they're going to be brought forward. So this is actually the basic idea of what I'm doing. Of course, it is more complicated than a regular makeup look I've showed you until now, but it's actually nothing more than that. It's just more work, more time, more technique, more. So now I've moved on to the mouth, and I'm going to give my full attention to this area. I've applied first a white base, and then I'm tracing underneath a black border, and I'm going to go with this up to the middle of the cheekbone, and of course underneath the lip, my actual lip. Now I'm tracing lines that are going to be the teeth later, but for now I'm concentrating myself on tracing them, and also the line in the middle where the teeth meet. And now I am painting in black the hollows underneath my cheekbones. That's really important. That gives the illusion of a true skull. If you're doing only this and also tracing the lines where your teeth are, and that's also fine. I mean, that also is a look, and that also looks good. I mean, you really don't have to have much talent to achieve that. I think anyone can do this, at least this. And in my opinion, it's just, you know, it's just trying out. Try it out. I always say this, and a look is going to come out of this. I am absolutely convinced you're going to be amazed by your talent. So what I'm doing now is just outlining my teeth. I'm perfecting the lines, and I'm doing also like a preparing of the dark shadows, and I'm perfecting the shape of my teeth as I've said, and then I'm going to fill them in with white. So now I'm doing the gums between my teeth. I'm doing them black, of course, black as last night, because it has to be. It's a skull. I have to be very scary. So this is the filling in part. I want my teeth, my new ones, to be really white, to stand out against the black I did, and you know, I want the contrast of it. Now I'm going to do the white areas, actually the lighter areas, because I'm going to go on top with that concealer on top of this white. Once again, you're going to see that in just a second, but now I'm doing my base, like a base that's going to peek through the concealer I'm going to put on top of this. So those are the areas I want to be brought forward. I want them to be like, you know, to stick out of my face. Now, ideally is to do shadows, because that's going to give the 3D effect, the 3D illusion, and this is what I'm doing now. I did like a very thin black line on the nether border of my teeth, and then I'm doing shadows, black ones, white ones, and lines as well, which is going to give the 3D illusion. Where I'm putting the black, that's going to be sunken in, and where I'm putting the white, that's going to be brought forward. I just cannot stress this enough. It's that easy, and I'm really sorry for those that have understood from the beginning. You just have to endure, because this is a lesson for everyone. And I just love creativity. I just love people that create, make art, make something with their hands. I love that. Now I'm going to do the crackings in my skull, and they look a bit like lightning, like thunderbolts, and they are just fine lines, black fine lines made with a very fine brush, which is actually for the nails. So now I'm going to put on top of that white the concealer I've used previously, and I've talked about this step, and I'm not covering entirely the white. I just want to have a bit of texture, a bit of dimension there. And now I am doing the shadows above the teeth, above the gums and the teeth. For this step I actually took the grey color, and I'm just dragging actually the brush from the top part of my teeth upwards. Then I'm coming again with the black, and I'm creating even more dimension, even more depth. And I know this might be a bit confusing for some of you, but layering your shadows is very important. It is giving more illusion. So now I'm finally finished with the bottom part, with the teeth and everything, and I'm going to do now my eyes, and I want to look mean, and this can help. Instead of tracing the hollows of my eyes round, perfectly round, I'm doing them a bit pulled outside and upwards, you know, like, I don't know, like mean looking. That's, I can't find another explanation for this, but you see what I'm doing. After doing the outside lines, I have to fill in everything with the black, and I'm doing just that. You're going to see that this black creases around my eyes, so I will try and fix that with the black track from MAC. This is a gel eyeliner I love so much. This is black and opaque, and it did crease as well. I probably should have done the hollows of my eyes just with the black track from MAC, but I didn't know. I had no idea that it's gonna crease, and yeah, it is what it is. So now I'm moving forward, I'm doing the hollow of my nose, and yeah, this is not a very complicated step. It's just like a triangle. What I'm doing first, I'm doing the line, the outline, and then I'm going to fill in, as you can see, with the black. I wasn't 100% happy with the look of my cheek hollow. I wanted it to be making me looking mean. I don't know, do you understand what I mean? I wanted the shape of it to be more square than rounded as it was before. Now I'm tracing some lines above the eye hollows, and they connect with the nose and as well with the under part of my eye, and this will give a very 3D effect. My mom, when she saw the picture, the end result, she thought I had something on my eyes, that I have put like a mask or anything, but no, it's just makeup. I was just happy that I was so believable, you know, that my look was so believable, and yeah, I had my moment. It was a good moment. By doing that line that mimics the uppers of my cheeks, I actually lifted my cheekbones, and that's also a very important step. And then I'm doing further, you know, lines and crackings, and I also wasn't quite happy with the blackness around my face, right there where I'm showing you right now, so I changed the shape of it. I went in a bit more with the blackness. You can stop here if you want, but I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to do shadowing a bit more. So I'm using eyeshadows. I'm going to use 3 of them. This is the lighter one actually. This is in Handwritten from MAC. It's a matte eyeshadow. And again, the same thing where I'm putting darker eyeshadows, the areas are going to appear sunken in. So this is the lighter shade of the shadow. Then I'm going to put like a grayish one. That's going to be the middle shade, and then I'm going to use a matte black. That's going to be the focus of that darkness, the deepest point of the shadow actually. Yeah, I'm placing the colors right along the lines, the outer lines, and that's gonna make the lighter colors stand out so much more. As I've said, I'm looking to be a very mean looking scar, a very angular looking scar. You can already see that I'm creating a lot more dimension to my face, and I'm placing this where I want the areas to sink in, as I've said before, around the teeth, around the eyes, around the contours of what I did, what's black. And now I took Soot. This is a eyeshadow from MAC, and this is going to go over what I did with the other eyeshadow because I want dimension, that's why. Now and again I'm taking the white and I'm just going over the white areas where I think I've lost a bit from that intensity, and I'm reapplying. I'm doing a bit, you know, a bit of a white eyeshadowing, and I want that area actually to very much stand out, you know, to stick out. And finally, I'm taking the matte eyeshadow. This is from Stargazer over that black color, and I'm doing this all over because I feel like it was a bit shiny, the color I used, and this will mattify everything and will set it in stone. Actually, I don't think it was shiny at all. I think it was just the lighting I had in my studio, but anyways, I did it because I wanted to set that black, and also to give a bit more of a shadowing around the areas where I wanted more drama. Thank you so much guys for watching this video, for subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. You know where that button is, and also please follow me on my social because that's very important to me: Instagram, Facebook and VERO. And I'm gonna catch you in my next tutorial, darlings. And also don't forget to engage more, don't forget to thumbs up this video as well. And I hope you did like this look, I hope you did have fun watching me creating this look, and I'm gonna catch you in my next tutorial. Bye.